Welcome back to the Valley in the Shade. You're here with a man named Jack and Strawberry. We are doing more Epic the Musical, observation, dissection, reaction, whatever you want to call it. Commentary.
All of those things. And we are here with Survive, which is basically Polyphemus Part 2.
Done by the fantastical Merxy. And of course, as always, if you're watching this video, make sure to go thumbs up the original content because those creators are awesome and talented and all of the things that I am not.
True. Absolutely.
Listen, I know this is a low effort channel. You know it, I know it. Anyone watching will already see, oh yeah, no, this is pretty low effort. But with all that said, let's dive right in.
Of our fleet, they wait at the beach, and if we're defeated, they're good as dead.
Alright, just the bass beat here. The
yeah, I don't know that I'll have a lot to say about Survive other than that I love it.
The music is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's so anime coded.
Oh yeah. And one of my favorite things about this specific animatic, one of my favorite animatics of the entire show for a moment that we'll get to in a little bit, but cool, man, it's so great. But there's a moment right here in like 2 seconds.
That is who.
Right there, like holding the sword up and then pointing it forwards or rotating it so you can see the Cyclops' eye reflected in the blade. Mercy.
I just love it whenever Odysseus gets to be in charge. Do you know what I mean? I love it when he's getting orders to everyone where he's just like, bring it in, guys, bring it in. Here's what we're gonna do. This is the plan. We're gonna fuck shit up and we're gonna take some names. Let's go.
Here's how I see it. Doc, you kick it into the girl bunny down in the post. You dish it back out to the guy bunny. You swing it around the mic over here. You go to the hole and dominate. We on defense.
General Odysseus.
General, captain.
Like
all of that, yeah.
Like if we're naming like the different stages of Odysseus, this right here is General Odysseus. And I also love what Merxy's done with the lighting of the eyes. Like in the previous animatic, they looked very human, but here all the soldiers have the wide eyes, which is kind of just coded for being the monster among a couple of different animators. Like wide eyes, glowing eyes is very, very villainous, and I love it.
We're fighting. No backup, no chance for support. So draw out your sword. Our foe must be thwarted, right?
Actually, there was something else I noticed just now. I want to wind back.
No back, good is dead. Straight ahead, that is who we're fighting. No back.
That is who we are fighting. And then the crew answers back, Polyphemus. Which, again, diegetic vocals, those backup vocals are either the crew singing or just Polyphemus's backup vocals because he is a supernatural creature and he can just kind of do that.
I kind of love the video game logic here. I just wanted to say that I love that Polyphemus is so polite right here that he's just letting them plan it out. He's like, yeah, okay. I'm okay, yeah.
Like
you do your little Sailor Moon transformation. I'll just be here. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the epic raid boss, and he's just chilling. You can't get past him. You have to fight him, but he's waiting for you to aggro the fight. Very, very World of Warcraft raid boss coded, and we love that for them.
Yeah, I love that Polyphemus is like, yeah, I'm going to kill you, so I'm just going to be respectful. Let you think that you're going to get to me.
Which Jalapeno has said that a lot of the inspiration for Epic comes from video games, and you can see that showing really clearly in a couple of places, but this whole segment is very anime, video game coded, final boss raid music. It's good stuff.
Back up, no chance for support, so draw out your sword. Our foe must be thwarted right here and now. Show me how great is your will to serve.
Did you see him? He's so cute. Look at him. He's reaching out for Odysseus. Look at him. He's so cute. I love him. Look at me. He's like, Dad, come back, Dad.
It's like,
Dad.
You wait over here. It won't be safe, little guy. We're going to have to fight this without you.
But he's like, I'm the mascot. I'm so cute. I'll just cute the monster to death, please.
Not quite how that works, but
How great is your will to survive? 600 lives at stake. It's just one life to take.
Mercy.
which, like, that lyric ostensibly is about the Cyclops, but it also makes a lot of sense for Odysseus to be thinking back to that other just one life to take. It's
Yeah, I love the parallel drawn literally in Just a Man, and it's the justification is like when do the ends stop justifying the means? When is it actually the last life to take?
And that's just the thing is, I've mentioned it before and I'll say it again, one of the things that this musical does beautifully is echoes. Basically everything that happens will have far-reaching consequences, and you will feel the echoes of both the music and the action reaching forwards. And this is one of those times
it does
where...
also make me wonder if Odysseus, what he's thinking at this moment, is he thinking, hey, I'm about to kill someone else's son.
No, I think he's just thinking about Polyphemus as a monster that's gotta die. But
That too, but I don't know. I mean, I would want to know what Mercy is thinking, I guess, what Odysseus is thinking. Not necessarily what Jorge would have to say. But I like to think, or at least my headcanon would be that I think he is thinking enough about his consequences with the infant that he's just like, I'm about to kill someone else. I'm about to take another life.
he's a general. He's killed a lot of people.
I mean, yes, of course, but you will always have that thing in the back of your mind. Like, there is General Odysseus, but then there's also the Odysseus in between everything else that's going on. The Just a Man. Like, this
Dad
is...
Odysseus.
Yeah, I guess you could call, the General Odysseus the monster as well, right? Like, he's the calculating, like, these are our enemies, blah, 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 let's go attack. But then you have the angel on his shoulder, I guess, being like, well...
I'm gonna say, if we're, like, naming the stages of Odysseus, General Odysseus is very distinct from the monster, because General Odysseus wants to win and get all of his crew home. Once he becomes the monster, he basically stops caring about anything other than him and his family. I don't know that
he's incapable of compartmentalizing, though. Like, I do think, because we do see it in a later song, in Monster itself, that he is capable of that logic and empathy for even the enemy. But I don't think it would necessarily come at the expense of him making it back to Penelope and Telemachus, though.
Perhaps. Anyways.
And when we kill him, then our journey's over.
Oh, my sweet summer child, you have no idea what is waiting for you.
No dying on me now. Defeat is not allowed. We must live through this day, so fight, fight, fight.
Not much to say here, just that this is fantastic beats, fantastic lyrics, very hype. Let's go kill a monster.
Yeah, I'm getting hyped just looking at here. Like, I understand how reactions must be so hard, because sometimes I'm just watching.
You just get so drawn into it.
Like, how many ways can I say this is fantastic and this is the most perfect musical ever?
We're gonna run out. How many ways? I don't know, but we're gonna run out.
Surround him. Attack from behind. Keep distance in mind and stay in his blind spot and strike his heel.
This freeze frame right here. Ooh.
Sexy Odysseus.
Not the direction I was gonna take that thought,
Sorry.
but not very, like, violent, vengeful, deadly. He is here to do some damage.
Strike the heel. Show him that we're deadly. Exhaust him. Don't let him get close. He's strong but he's slow. He can't land a blow if we're out of reach. Find a breach. Stand up and fight for your lives.
Oh, look at him! Look at him! He's so cute! Oh my god! Look at him! Ah!
Hey, babe, you're peeking the mic.
Ah! Look at him!
Intentionally peeks the mic.
But look at him! He's so cute and itty bitty. He's so sad. He's like,
Anyways,
Anyway, I was gonna complain about Polides there throwing away his sword and being an idiot.
Now, this would be one of those few instances where I disagree with the direction that the animatic takes, because in what is otherwise a perfect, capital P, perfect animatic, I don't like the depiction of Polites throwing his sword down or away, and that might be canon to Jorge's vision. I don't care. I think it would be infinitely better if Polites throws his sword to Odysseus, and that would explain why Odysseus suddenly has two swords, and it would also give a better in-canon reason for Polites to be weaponless here, because maybe he realizes he's not as good with a sword and it's better off in Odysseus's hands. That would be a healthier depiction of his character instead of depicting him as what I'm sure Strawberry is going to absolutely ream him on in a little bit.
He is depicted, to me just in general here, as a wimp.
You need to leave!
I'm not gonna lie, he's a wimp here.
Almost a pacifist, which...
Too pacifist. This isn't the world to be a pacifist in. This isn't Undertale.
Right, which is why, again, I do not have anywhere near the level of artistic skill to even attempt something as fantastic as this animatic, but if I was directing it, I would like to see Polites put into a less pacifistic light. I understand that is kind of his character, but it's...
I feel conflicted because the last time you and I spoke about this, I was very team. I like the fact that Polites is willing to die for what he believes in, but I don't know if that is what's going through his mind necessarily as he's laying down his sword.
And I agree with you. It is good to see someone who is willing to die for what they believe in. I support that, but at the same time, it just has a little bit of incongruity for this to be a 10-year veteran of the Trojan War being willing to throw down his sword when fighting a monster that explicitly wants all of them to die.
But my other thing here that I would say that I don't necessarily like, and it's nothing against the depiction here, because for me, I feel like it is in character with the way that I view Polites, but he feels like he's in the way at this point. If you're gonna throw down your sword, maybe get back.
Move, bitch!
All of the soldiers with the glowing, hollowed-out eyes and the white pupils, very monstrous, very cool.
I love this depiction of how they're monstrous, and this is probably how they all look to Polyphemus right now. They are his enemies, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, they're not monsters. They are just soldiers being soldiers. They're just trying to survive, which is the entire point of the song and why it's titled that.
They're not trying to survive. They're trying to kill Polyphemus. We're not yet to the survive part of survive.
They have to kill Polyphemus, though,
they do.
In order to survive.
Yeah, but...
So I understand why they are taking on this mentality, putting their humanity on the back burner in order to just be okay, we have to get this... Put on
war face.
Yeah. Yeah, put on your war face and just get it over with, done with. Okay, it's Tuesday, let's go home.
Yeah.
Sexy. That was sexy. Oh my god.
Now, Strawberry...
What a hero. Oh my...
Strawberry hasn't, seen much of it, but to me, this is incredibly Attack on Titan coded. Mm-hmm. The jumping double spin slash to the spinal column, that is iconic to Attack on Titan. Unless Merxy themselves came and told me that they'd never watched that anime, that is the only way I would believe that shot is not at least partially inspired by that, because what a cool fucking shot. Oh, it's so good. Gah. Anyways.
So why is Polites standing in the middle of all of this?
Everything is going so well for them, even musically. Like, the music is very upbeat. They're winning the fight. We got an epic action shot. Things are going very well for them for the next 30 seconds. Epic high five.
See, look at them. They look like they're having such a good time with this, too. This is just like basketball players on the court, you know, just trying to defeat the enemy team. And they're just having a good day. They're just being bros. They're just like, yeah, man, yeah, let's go feed this giant monster thing, right? Let's stomp his one eye in. Boom. Curb stomp.
The sharpened vampire double fangs on... Is this Eurylochus?
I believe so, yes.
I think so. Just, man, very... With the vertical hatched white eyes. Very monstrous. Very beautiful. Hold
also,
on.
just
Hold on.
All the
no.
cuts.
Where was that subtitle?
I don't think you have the subtitles turned on.
No, it's there. Yeah, Merxy, who gave you permission?
Are you ready for some pancake? Did Merxy come up with the whole pancake meme?
I don't know if Merxy did, but this is a manually added closed caption. This is something that Merxy added. So even if they didn't come up with the meme, Merxy, how dare you? That's illegal. That is damaging to my heart.
Pancake teas.
Pancake teas. Oof! And here's the thing, is as Strawberry pointed out, he is depicted kind of just standing around here, and that makes his death it makes him seem a little bit pathetic. I'll agree. And I think it would have been a stronger depiction of his character. I don't know if it's, like, accurate to the musical, but in my headcanon, Polites is the first to see Polyphemus reach for the club, and he sees what's about to happen, and he runs forwards, grabs another soldier, throws him out of the way, and then gets pancaked. So that, like, after he's thrown his sword to Odysseus, he's unarmed, but he's still helping the fight. And even though he doesn't want to hurt someone, he's willing to sacrifice his life to save his comrades.
I don't think you have to necessarily have him standing around or just be literally open-armed, waiting around to die. I think he could serve a better role if he was helping someone, yeah.
But again, that is a very small criticism in what is otherwise just an absolutely phenomenal animatic. Like, I hope the criticisms aren't taken as, like, disdain. This is one of my favorite animatics in the entirety of the show. Merxy, you're incredible. Thank you so much for this gift to us.
One thing that I would love to see, like, I guess, akin to your headcanon for what you would like to see from Polites, I think I would love to see him initially at the back of the entire ordeal, the entire fight, and him running ahead to try to stop it with his hands out. You know, extended on both sides. Like, both of you cut it out. You know? And then he gets smooshed.
I can see where you're coming from with that, but I think...
I do want him to die for what he believes in.
I think that the time for diplomacy is past at this point.
But I do think he's an idiot, so it checks out for him in my mind.
You hate Polites.
I do.
But I want him to at least die a hero, you know? Die for what he believes in and have it be a good death. I want all of them to have good deaths. Most of them do not get good deaths, tragically. You hate to see it.
Captain.
Enough.
So when I initially saw this thought, I thought, like, I know now that he died with his open arms, right? He's so precious. But I thought his hand was severed right here.
There's probably not enough of a body left for the hand to be attached to. Like, I
do wonder if what I initially thought was correct. Like, I think his body's just broken right now. I didn't necessarily. But what I thought, it was broken into pieces.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? He got splooshed.
Very, very possible, depending on how hard he gets hit with that size of a club. Also, just the hard transition from... Let's wind it back a little bit. The hard transition from the hype, epic, triumphant battle song to just the silence with the thud.
Oh wait, pause it right here. I love these little two in the back, if you can circle them.
Over here?
Yeah, look at them. Like, I almost want, like, if this were ever to make it to an animated musical, I would want, like, the Scooby-Doo, Shaggy ones holding each other, like, ah!
That would be funny, yeah. But that very, like, just excellent moment of music to do such a hard, brutal, and sudden shift. It really caught me off guard the first time I listened to it.
Enough.
He's got a club. He's got a club!
Smash.
You know what? Good for that guy for singing beautifully before he gets smashed to death. Because that note hits.
I'm gonna die!
I mean, no pun intended. It hits.
Damn. But just leaning in with the silence, the club, and the cello, which is, I'm pretty sure Polyphemus's official instrument is the cello. It's so dark.
What are our orders? Captain! Captain!
Smash.
Move out of the way. How about you start with that?
And just this, like, these frames of Odysseus just shocked and panting and just frozen because he doesn't know what to do. The warrior of the mind doesn't know what to do here.
I mean, this is the first time in 10 years that he's lost someone. And it's, in his mind, it was near the journey's end. And how do you cope with that on the spot? He is caught well off guard. And
this is one of very few times that we actually see Odysseus crack. It might be the only time in the whole musical, other than, like, actually, not even during Ruthlessness against Poseidon, because even then he pulls the windbag. This might be the only time we see Odysseus well and properly break for a couple moments.
Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, Mercy, the way that you chose to depict it here is absolutely perfect, because I love the way that he takes in the breath, that you just see him breathing right here.
The slow, deep breaths with his face. The left half calling, flattened,
like he's
blood
trying
splatter.
to get it together. You can see him trying to think, but thoughts are failing him.
And there's just not enough time. And then the blood splattering across his face with each hit. Mm-hmm. Man, it's... Again, this one of the best animatics, if not the best animatic for the entire show. I love it so much. Ah, it's so hype.
Smash.
He vomits here.
Yeah. He's sickened.
As he should be. Oh, okay.
And that's dead Polites, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So there really is just parts of him missing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's very cleverly disguised. I'm glad I see it now, although, ew.
Call it partial tease. My wife's just over here with the shocked Pikachu face, like, how dare you? Moving on.
Uh-huh.
You've heard me enough. 600 lives I'll take. 600 lives.
That's just... I just want to pause and admire that frame of him, because it's terrifying.
Lives I'll break.
Smash.
And when I kill you, then my
Smash.
pain is over.
Smash.
You're dying here and now.
Smash.
Escape is not allowed.
Smash.
Which actually, gonna wind that back just to this. This is probably something that Merxy added in, but fits very well just with the musical at large. The men dying to stalactites falling from the cave ceiling doesn't seem like something Polyphemus would have control over, but if this was a video game boss fight, then absolutely, yeah, that is them not properly doing mechanics when they hit phase 2 and just getting punctured by stalactites. Very, very video gamey. I'm there for it.
Escape is not allowed. You won't live through this day now.
Smash. Smash.
And yeah, that is the end of the song. But boy, what a way to end. The luck ran in, I feel like. Thank God that Odysseus had that early thought in Polyphemus to get him drunk.
Well, not just drunk, as we'll find out in the next song, but, yeah, man. I don't have any closing thoughts for that one. I said all my piece during it, but again, Merxy, you are incredible. Thank you very much for this gift of a truly breathtaking animatic.
You are the royalty of the Cyclops saga, for sure.
I hope against hope that when Epic is made into something more, I hope that they use your exact design for the Cyclops, and I hope you get royalty money for it, because goddamn, you deserve 100%. On that note, we're gonna go ahead and roll into the next one.
Correct. Bye, guys.
See you on the dark side, and remember, comment. If you don't comment, you're not real.